Hello there guys, QwertyAfro here. Welcome back to another Train Sim World 2 video. I want to continue a bit on the Southeastern Highspeed, and I thought I'd have a look at the Class 375, the Electrostar Class 375 that's also available to play with it. I do know that the Networker Class 465 is coming out very soon. I do believe in a couple of days or so, I think 4th of March if I read wherever it was posted where the actual release date is for it. I'll definitely be having a look at that once that has come out. But I thought I'd have a look at the Class 375, the second. There's actually three sort of trains available. There's the 395, the 375, and I think you can. There's also some Class 66 stuff that you can do on the Southeastern Highspeed. But I thought I'd take a look at the second sort of EMU that comes with Southeastern Highspeed, and obviously there was a lot of interesting well, not interesting, but like obviously people were kind of throwing some concerns that maybe this was just like a copy and paste job from the 377 that was available from the East Coastways DLC back in Train Sim 2020, Train Sim World 2020. Yeah. Anyway, let's get in here, load up the game. I was thinking there's obviously not too much that you can do in terms of playing the Class 375, and even when the 465 comes out, there's not really much you can do in terms of actually playing, because obviously this route is mainly designed for the Class 395 Javelin for doing the high speed 1 service out of St Pancras to Faversham, and then the actual bits where you can drive the sort of commuter services with the 375 and eventually with the 465. It's limited in terms of you can kind of go from Rochester to Faversham, or you can go from Raynham to Strood, I do believe, or maybe even further. I don't know. I think you can go slightly further. Where's Raynham? I completely forgot where. Yeah, I think you can go from Raynham to Gravesend or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to do this 1 Sierra 30 scenario, which is the London Victoria to Dover Priory, or emulating that. But the only part we're actually going to be driving is from Rochester to Faversham. But it is what it is. Let's get into it and let's drive it. And we are in to the actual game with the train, the Class 375. First kind of initial impressions coming into the cab. There's obviously a difference here in terms of the actual color scheme and the material colors in the cab. Obviously, the 375 is a subclass of like the Electrostar family of trains. Obviously, you have the 377, 375, 376, 378, 387s. You have a whole range of subclasses. There are a few different things that are sort of different with this train compared to, say, like the 377, which I guess most people are going to have like an issue with in terms of it being carried over or copied over onto this EMU for this DLC. But there are differences. Like there's different like button layouts and stuff like that. I think one of the bigger ones was that there's no speed. The things that I watch from like the live streams and stuff to see actually, and even look at like image references and stuff of actual 375 cabs to like 377 cabs, is like, yeah, the one of the ones is that there's no speed set thing for 375, so it's just like it's just a de-icing button or whatever. So there are these sort of little details, like the fabric and the upholstery of the seats and stuff like that, of course, all correct to like a 375 Southeastern standard. So, and at the end of the day, this kind of base of the train, the foundation of the train, is basically the same as the 377. So it's, you know, it's nice and it's different to the point where you can see that it's a 375. It's not a 377, but it is similar to a 377. So I guess that's what I think most people need to kind of understand, and kind of not jump to the gun and be like, well, this is just a copy and paste job. But I like what I see in here. I like the blue. It's a bit more, I guess, nicer in here than the 377, but you know, it's the same cab essentially. Anyway, I'm gonna get my master key in. I'm gonna get into neutral. There is no AWS, and you pop over here and make that normal. Get the DSD, vigilance. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, a little bit of vigilance as well. And I think DRA is normal, which is good. We have the green signal, so we don't have to change anything there. Let us release the doors. All release. I always keep forgetting that with these free, with the kind of like Electrostar kind of thing in this game with the 377, even with this, is if you press door release, it will just release on the actual first unit and not the second unit. You have to press all door release to get all of the doors open, and I don't think the SDO works. Let's get the headlights to daytime running. Let's get the window open a little bit. It's a nice little spring day that I've put it on. But yeah, this is the 375. It's you know, quite nice. Like I do prefer this sort of look in terms of but yeah, I do prefer this sort of kind of blue livery to the kind of like southern livery. I think the blue just works, like sort of like these kind of like dark colors, like really well. I've talked about this before, like when I've done like stuff with like GWR and even stuff with SouthEastern. It's quite a nice livery. As you can see, we're to Dover Priory, but obviously we're not going to go to Dover Priory because we're going to go as far as Faversham, which I do believe we're calling at, if we have a look here, we're calling at Chatham, Gillingham, Raynham, Newington, Sittingbourne, and I think it's Tainham and Faversham. Perfect. And we could even go in here and have a look at the interior. It's very just sort of standard Southeastern with the chairs and everything. It's a 3+2 layout, which I think for this subclass, I think it's correct. I'm not too sure of like which ones have 2+2 and which ones have 3+2, but for, I guess maybe for the 9 subclass, I think it might be correct. I'm not too sure. I'm not too knowledgeable in terms of what all the subclasses do in terms of like the layout and stuff like that. I do know that Southeastern does have a few 377s, and those are quite like distinct, obviously, with the layout in terms of first class and stuff like that. But yeah, let's get going here. Our first stop, Chatham. And we could even do a little brake test to be like official, taking over the unit here at Rochester. And see what this is all about. Obviously, this is the a difference in terms of driving a Electrostar. The only last time I've driven an Electrostar is on the East Coast Ways route, and that was a nice experience. I did like the East Coast Ways route, but this is obviously a much more, I guess it's more kind of like a mainline sort of route. So let me get up to 30 again and do our said brake test. So normally with a brake test you'd want to go and just, well, in a step 1 you probably go step 2 and then take off 10 miles per hour and then keep going. Something you could just do like a step 2 and then just knock off 10 miles per hour for a brake test. But you could also do step 2, take off like 5-7 miles per hour, and then the last 3 miles per hour you can do with step 1, just to test both those brakes. I don't think testing step 3 is such a thing. Like, you can test step 3 if you want to. If you want to know the full capability of power, but then you could be like, well, do you want to test the emergency brake? And then it obviously gets like, there's no point. You only want to test the kind of main sort of braking kind of steps or you're using. Right, Chatham. see how good these Electrostar brakes are. Okay. Not that good. All release. I do think that there was also a braking update to this train, because obviously I think before the braking on this unit, on these Electrostars, especially in the East Coast ways, was a little bit too good, and I think they did modify the actual braking where now it's a bit more realistic. So there, for a good example, I think normally from what I remember driving this on the East Coast ways route, it was a lot more responsive, but now it's actually not too bad. Chatham Station. I don't know if there's anything to collect here at Chatham Station, but you know. Right. Is there a door close button? No, there's no one here. Anyway, let's get the doors closed. Do these have monitors? They don't. So this would be kind of like a look back sort of situation, because there's no actual monitors here at Chatham that are modelled. So I don't know. There we go. Let's get going. Next station is Gillingham. I think I've already commented as well, like with the sounds of this. I think they're fine. They sound like an Electrostar. It's fine in most cases. But I'm very curious to see what the 465 network is going to be like. I feel it's going to be... they're probably going to use the sort of like Hitachi... they're going to probably sort of use the Hitachi motors, the more kind of modern kind of... when they got kind of the traction packages on those trains got refurbished to Hitachi motors instead of what they used to be with like the Brell and the Metro Camwell sort of stuff. I think there's some... Is there some Brell ones left? Yeah, I think there's some Brell ones left, but obviously all the Metro Camwell ones have been like, you know, they've been gone for ages. I did play a bit of Train Sim the other day, and I'm loaded up on the AP. I loaded up on the AP 465, 466. Well, it's actually a 465 enchantment pack, and was just going through like the Metro Camwell motor, driving on with those motor sounds on, and it's just such a unique sound. Like I don't think anything really sounds like that anymore. But obviously maybe something like a 323 might sound really cool like that, but the those Metro Camwell 465s definitely had like a very unique tune to them. But yeah, I think they're probably gonna probably go for like the Hitachi, kind of the modern sort of traction packages that are on them right now. Alright, single yellow. So I think this is the red at the end of the platform at Gillingham, and then there is for the level crossing ahead, I think, that needs to be lowered, which is all simulated, which is really cool. I'm really harsh on the brakes now, but we are good. That's alright, I'll take that. We'll slap on the DRA, and Auto release. And I think if we travel a little bit ahead here, we should... Can I... Well, they're already closed, but you did hear the chime of it. I'm glad that Gillingham's platforms are like properly leveled out, because in Train Sim 1, one of the things I never understood when coming into this station, especially like on this, it's mainly this platform here, it was always like a lot lower than the actual, the platform like started normally like around here, actually, like with the normal sort of height, and then it just like lowered. I don't know why it was modeled like that in Train Sim 1. It was really weird, kind of bizarre, but yeah. Right. Yeah, that's such a distinct Electrostar whine and vibe. I think I have motion blur off. It's a shame we don't have like third rail sparks. Like that's one thing that I think it kind of misses out a little bit. I think is the sparking of the third gear. Oh, hello. Oh my god, I pressed, you know what, I pressed E, so I got out my actual seat. Because obviously in Train Sim 1, I think I'm so used to like the, for the Vigilance pedal, I'm so used to having it as E. But obviously you just press Q and it does everything in this game, so... Right, next station is Raynham. Which I think is like around the corner. I don't know what speed you would probably get up to here if you're stopping at Raynham, like when you've left Gillingham, but... Definitely takes a while, takes a bit of a while to pull up to speed. But that's alright. But yeah, I definitely like this part of the map a lot more. Is that a single yellow? It's double yellow? That's a double yellow. It looked very like condensed, the signal. And almost it had a bit of a red hue as well, so it looked a bit like a red. I don't know why. Right. I'm gonna put step 2 braking now. I really should have been braking a lot more sooner for this single yellow. There we go. Right, leave it in step 1 as we kind of post into Raynham a bit. I think Raynham as well has a level crossing. So I guess that's what we're kind of like now slowing down into, because it's a red at the end of the platform. That will do it nicely. Yeah, definitely the brakes have been tweaked with. Like, the brakes just feel a lot more... There's a lot more delay with them. It's not as, like, sharp and responsive as I remember being on the East Coast ways. Which is a good thing. I think, like, the brakes of this... Of the 377 when I played with it back then, they were too good. Right, slap that DRA on and all door release. Hello. Oh. But the thing's already down, so there's no problem. I do like the modelling though of the the 375, 377, and it kind of like there's a little bit of dirt, a little bit of grime. It's not too new, which is good. Oh, hello, flashing sequence, nice. So I'm guessing this is we're going off and onto the slow lines, I do believe. Right, lock left. Oh, I have to take the DRA off. There we go. To do a little external departure. Like the brake cylinder, the brake cylinders there, like just the brakes coming off there. You can hear the releases. Very nice. Right, next station Newington. We're kind of coming off. This is where like there's a little bit of a 4-track railway part where there's a fast line, so things that are not stopping at Newington can just get bypassed quickly. But we are stopping at Newington, I do believe. Oh, and did my traction sand illuminate a bit? Ah. Interesting. Bit of wheel slip there. Do you like that? To be honest, at this point we can sort of coast, I think. Signals are clear into Newington, so we could just coast. Would you believe that? That shouldn't be too bad. Yeah. It'll be definitely nice when the 465 does come out for this. It'll be just a nice bit of variety, I suppose, in terms of what you can actually drive on this route. It's just, I think it'll take some time to kind of get to a point where, like, obviously with Train Sim 1, we had, like, a lot of extensions to the original London to Faversham route, where you had, like, the Chatham Main Line, the Medway Valleys, and loads of other stuff where the actual route felt a lot more complete, and you can definitely, like, drive into, like, London Victoria, and, could you drive to London Cannon Street? And Charing Cross? Probably. I don't know. Could you? Is there a London Bridge? Yeah, there is a London Bridge. I've like these are parts of them. These are parts of like literally the network that I've not actually driven. I can't remember the last time I've actually driven it in Train Sim. So yeah. And this signal is completely like, look at this. This signal, this would be a call to the signaller straight away to report of like foliage. Like, look how bad that is. And look how close this station is. But it's alright. Also, I could see how late I am, because I feel I'm very late. Wow, these these brakes are definitely a lot more potent. Oh, well, not, they're less potent. How late are we? Oh, we're only 4 minutes late. It's not too bad, I suppose. It's not too bad. Does Oyster reach out yet to Newington? A nice little spur here, little what are these called? They're don't look at me. They're split points, no, they're danger points, split danger, trap points? Trap points. They're trap points, I think. So essentially, when this signal ahead of me, which now it's green, but when it's red, this point in front of me would be set to go into this little spur, which is obviously used if in case I decide, hey, I'm going to go against a red and just keep going. Instead of you going and conflicting with another train, you get conflicted into the sand patch or into a tree instead, which is a lot better than obviously crashing into another train. Alright, get those doors closed. Let's get rolling. Sittingbourne is the next station. Right, let me slap up the power all the way. I want to just see if... I think I did see the sand button illuminate. I'm not going crazy. Let's see if we do get like a little bit of wheel slip. I'm looking for that sand button down here to illuminate. A little delay there. Like I pressed N and then space, but sometimes it doesn't clip and catch it. Okay, we're not gonna get any wheel slip, which is fine. Wheel slip is bad. Well, it's not bad, but it can lead to bad things if not managed properly. Oh, more cautionary signals. I do like this little signal kind of thing here on the HUD definitely of Train Sim World 2 is a lot better. It's a lot better than Train Sim 1, Train Sim World 1, Train Sim 2020, Train Sim World 2020. I don't know what to call it. The first one, the first Unreal Engine 4 version of this game. It's definitely just I like the darker palette of the HUD, the kind of the black, and it's just it doesn't look too it's showing everything I really need to it's still not, I don't think it's perfect in terms, like I still prefer the Train Sim 1 HUD, even though that's obviously not that user friendly for like new players, because it can be a bit of a handful. Obviously you did have simpler versions of that HUD with a simpler F4, like obviously you can cycle through different, like the simple version and the advanced version and the minimal version. Yeah, this HUD is alright. I still think it's a little bit more on the sort of can I say cartoony? Not cartoony. It's just it looks just a little bit too like simple looking, or just basic, like basic in the fact that it's. Oh, we're going across a point, a gap. I think we're going across an electrical gap, right? Did we go across an electrical gap? My HVAC just turned off. That's why. It's a bit weird. Or did I turn the fan off by it? No, I didn't touch anything. That was odd. But I'm still have regenerative braking. Or maybe this is friction braking. But I can hear the traction motors, or the inverted motors. Right, Sittingbourne. Change here for the Sittingbourne to Sheerness branch. Which obviously is not in... Wow, that's a... Interesting. That's a low... Is that really like that in real life? The low kind of sort of platform here at Sittingbourne? Interesting. It would be interesting to see if maybe we do get a... if we do get the extension to Sheerness at some point, if this route ever gets sort of like extended and built upon, kind of similar to the Train Sim 1 kind of thing, affair of things. Right. Can we... No, we can't lock doors yet. I did remember in the last video that I did when I was in the Javelin, I think I got to Gravesend, and I didn't follow the locked door things. Like, you have to wait till the circle fills so you can then actually lock the doors to kind of do the actual objective. I didn't do that. I watched it back and I realized, like, oh crap, I actually didn't. I just kind of left. I left Gravesend and just continued, and the actual objective thing didn't actually clear properly, which it's fine. Like, you know, I still drove, still saw the route, and it didn't really affect the kind of driving of the route. But obviously I did look back at it and saw that, oh, the objective thing wasn't clearing properly, and I was just at the stations, and obviously I could just open the doors and leave anytime I wanted to, because obviously there was nothing telling me or counting me down to actually depart. But hey ho, you know, some mistakes. Right, next station is Raynham, second to last stop. The stop that gets kind of sort of neglected, I think, most on this route, because obviously not many things actually do stop there. Obviously I don't think any of the Javelin HS1 services stop at the station, and not all of the kind of suburban commuter stuff and the actual say like 375 express services to the coast, to the Kent coast, actually do stop there. Maybe some do, but some don't. But yeah, overall, I think I do enjoy this. This is a nice sort of kind of rehash of the 377 into the 375. It is nicely distinct now. While before in Train Sim 1, we had very, it was just everything was kind of built up from the 377 in terms of like any kind of other variant of Electrostar was just mainly the 377 in a skin, except for stuff like the 378, which was its own sort of dedicated DLC. But maybe this time we could maybe see a 387 properly modeled and done up in this game, because obviously that is a completely different kettle of fish now to like these sort of more like older Electrostars, like the sort of the 1, 2, 3, 4 subclasses of the 377. Like the 387's like a completely different sort of like, it was the last Electrostar, but also the most modern Electrostar, and almost in a way it was sort of the Adventurer as well. It was kind of, things on it were built up to be kind of the Adventurer, essentially, before the Adventurer came about. And even the earlier Adventurers were kind of sort of like the 387 and the first sort of Adventurer, which was like the class 345. They kind of overlap in sort of certain things in terms of technologies and stuff like that. The 387 can, well, I think all Electrostars can be refitted with ETCS, for example. And obviously that's something that's actually happened, because with the Heathrow Express 387s, they have ETCS retrofitted. So in this cab, like this dashboard would actually have a digital screen with the digital speedo, similar to how like Adventurers Oh, did I slap it into emergency by accident? I think I did. Yeah, I accidentally slapped it into emergency. I was wondering why the actual thing on the HUD was red. Right, Raynham, and as well, again, it has a little crossing, but this one's like a little foot one, isn't it? Yeah, this one's like a little foot one. And everyone's just marching in one by one. Look at this formula, this line. It's coming into the station, getting ready to board my train, and then fizzle into it. Yeah. Anyway, one more stop left to go. If here, London Victoria. Yeah, nothing from here is going to go to London St Pancras. Everything is a kind of Victoria service or kind of thing. Right, can't close the doors yet. Almost there. Get those doors closed. Perfect. Nice. Final stop, Faversham. This train doesn't terminate, but terminates for us because we don't actually have any more route to drive on. But it would be nice at some point, like, because I don't think there's ever been an extension, even in Train Sim 1, where something's actually passed further than Faversham in terms of like stuff to Margate, Dover, kind of stuff like that. Even like Hastings is not in, has never actually been in the game. I don't know if any freeware's been ever made that goes down that far into the Kent coast. But it would really be cool to see if they do extend this route, instead of maybe extending it to somewhere like, you know, where we've already seen it extended for towards London, like to like Victoria or to London Bridge and Canning Street and Charing Cross, whatever. It would be cool maybe if this time they extended it the other way, so it goes past Faversham and goes maybe to Margate, to, you know, Dover, to Hastings, stuff like that. I don't know, maybe even to Maidstone West, stuff like, I don't know, like, it would be maybe an interesting idea to maybe do something, instead of normally going towards the way you would expect the route to be extended to, it would be cool to maybe see a route extended, you know, on the other side, you know. But we shall see what happens. I've definitely enjoyed playing again on this route, and it's definitely my kind of favorite kind of section of the route to play on. Yeah, and the 375, you know what? It's nice. I think it's nicely modelled. It has its differences that make it stand out and different to the 377 that was available in East Coast ways. But yeah, it's just nice that we're having. Oh god, it went down. It's just nice that there's variety in terms of like, because this route could have easily come out with just the Javelin. So it's nice that two trains came out essentially with this route. hello. Cautionaries. But then it's nice as well that the 465 is like coming out almost straight away after this route came out. So, you know, it's just, I think it's be just interesting to see what happens in terms of like what were they going to do with this route in terms of extending it, and even other previous preserved collection legacy routes. Like, are they going to do anything to it in terms of extending them and building them out? Because obviously that's how the original train sim kind of got better with time, with things getting extended out and added on to routes, so scenarios could be built like and created to give more variety. But we are coming now to Faversham. Well, we'll just pretend we're doing a crew change. And again, I come in on the... Well, it's going to be this platform, because obviously the thing is scripted to be like a free service, but... yeah. And nicely does it. Perfect. And DRA on, and these sort of doors. And I guess we could put it into neutral, because we are vacating this train as this driver, and whatever the next driver is, we'll take it into the imaginary portal to Dover. Yeah, that was great. I really did enjoy having a run in this 375. I definitely prefer the look the look of like the 375 in terms of like Southeastern's livery. Yeah, and just the overall look. I prefer it to like the Southern livery, but it's nice little addition. Can't wait to see the 465, which I'll definitely be doing like a video of that when that comes out. I love how my free camera cannot fit into here to go down here. But yeah, I look forward to that, and if there's anything else you guys kind of want me to do in terms of train sim mod, I know there's the Bakerloo line. I will definitely get onto that. That's something that I definitely want to do at some point, and it will come. But yeah, let's lock the left doors. Don't know what that does. Maybe it just clears the sort of like scenario. There we go. Yeah, objective complete. But yeah, that was a good little bit of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, tell me what you want me to do in terms of Train Sim World 2. Definitely going to do the Bakerloo line, so you don't have to tell me that. That's definitely going to come. But anything else, just let me know. And tell me your thoughts of the 375, and if you're excited for the 465. Other than that, take care. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.
We ain't